Golden Truths, Tahira here. Do let me know if you can hear me. I'm going to cover on some introduction on remote viewing. Perfect time to try out those skills, to get more information about things which events, people, situations that you'd like to have better understanding on. And sometimes that information may not be written, and it can be accessed through the virtual space, the mind, the global mind out there. So thank you for joining me. I'll start shortly. Now, you know, about 80% of the sensory information you experience each moment is generated by your brain. To save energy and time, your mind makes its best guess about what's going on around you. It does this by using a small sampling of the environment. When you practice remote viewing, you are attempting to describe very subtle information that is much weaker than from your conscious perception. So the objective with remote viewing is to increase your sensitivity to the subtle information and learn how to collect that unconscious information before your conscious mind can interfere. Because the conscious mind does not have the most accurate information. It is interfered by the environment. So when you're choosing a target to remote view, you can't see it with your physical eye. You will need to see it with your natural eye. It could be a remote distance, a place perhaps in the Arctic, or it could be an event in the future. It could be something in the past which you would like to witness and learn more about what really happened. It could be about a person who is a mystery, a person who perhaps a political figure, or a person of deception, that you'd like to uncover information on. But before I go a little bit further, whatever we do in terms of remote viewing, the objective should be for the good. It should not have an ulterior motive. Your objective, your intention should be for good. If, for example, there is a bombing in Syria, okay, and you want to understand why did that happen and which part was it, and who were the real perpetrators, who were the cause, the remote view may be able to reveal this information if you are chosen to receive it. This is what I feel. The divine reveals to you what you should see and what is your role, what is your purpose on earth. I found that I actually got into remote viewing by accident. I never wanted to be a remote viewer. I was able to remote view for the first time in 2012. That was about 8 years ago, by accident. And I was shown political figures, I was shown events, situations which were controversial. I'll give you an example. One of them was a major bombing in Pakistan. I think it was a children's playground that deeply affected me. In my heart, I wanted to know who caused it. There was another time when I was shown a remote view about this disappearance of a plane. You've heard of the MH plane? This was quite a few years ago. Yes, the Malaysian Airlines that disappeared. I was curious. I've always been a very curious person. I wanted to know what caused the disappearance. Where did it go? So I had that intention in mind. The intention was for good. Remember that. Please only remote view if you have the intention for good. And when you really have that drive to know why, the secret, what caused it, and I believe that more is revealed to you. I was shown the most recent remote view in China, when China was first hit by this COVID-19. That remote view happened on the 3rd week of January, and I was shown things which were very disturbing. I was shown that the numbers that were revealed in China in terms of deaths was actually much higher than what has been reported. Why was I shown that? I question again, why is it always situations, countries, situations? I thought maybe I have a role to play, And when media, a lot of media tells the truth, but a lot of media tells the lies. We are so confused of what's the truth anymore. So sometimes we need to find out on our own. But then we must remember that we are shown subtle information. Remote viewing is an ability for everyone. The army, the US Army teaches remote viewing to even the most basic trained soldiers, the most least qualified soldiers. And it is an ability that is available to you. It needs to be fine-tuned. So don't take what you receive, what you see as 100%. Please don't and say that, I'm correct. So when I do receive something, I always allow, that it may not be exactly accurate. I may not have seen the right thing. But what is interesting, with every time a vision is shown to me, a remote view is different from a vision. A vision can be very symbolic. You may see a vision when you meditate and you see this the symbolism. It's just like dreams. Dreams are symbolism. But a remote view is an actual event. You actually feel that you are floating in and seeing the place. Like you're there. And time is not a factor. It could be in the future, it could be in the past, it could be the present. I was also shown another remote view, and I don't know why I was shown this. This was a political figure in India. And while I was remote viewing, at the exact moment, it was his funeral. I had no idea who this figure was to me. But information about him was revealed to me, like how he looked like, and how his burial, his proceedings, funeral proceedings was like, his character was all shown to me, his height even, how tall he was, everything. I had no idea who he was. Then after the remote view, then I researched, hey, that funeral was happening at that time. I still question why I was shown that. And I recorded it down in my book, and I said, okay, let me keep a journal of all this. So I'll just go through some of the steps for those who are curious, okay? Now, how do you get started, all right? So, first of all, you need to select a range of targets. I would suggest you write this down. That's the first point. Select a range of targets. Based on good intention, based on your, why I need to know. Why do you need to know that information? Why do I need to know about the US, or why do I need to know? It could be something else. It may not be an event, it could be, maybe you're looking for someone is lost, a missing person, for example. So select the range of targets, and so in this case, I'm just going to let you practice. And I'm going to choose the targets for you. Okay? So I'm going to choose in my mind 2 targets, and I'm not going to reveal to you what they are. One of them is a situation in a particular country. And another one is a person who is infected by this COVID-19 in another country. So, okay, so 2 situations, 2 targets, and one is more of a person, and the first one is more of the situation in that country. Okay, so I will have that in my mind, and I invite you to join me and see whether you may not have it correct right now, but there is an opportunity to practice. Okay, so I invite you to quieten your mind. I hope that you have chosen a space which is quiet. Okay, quiet. Now don't go into meditation yet. Just choose a place that's quiet in wherever you are, and let go of some of the thoughts that you have, what's going to happen tomorrow, what happened yesterday. All right, and I want you to take a notepad and write down some of the things which distract you at this moment today. Write down those things that distract you. And okay, you've written that down. All right, take a notepad and write down the things that distract you. And I want you to slowly let go of those things that distract you right now. Okay, I'll give you a minute. Let go of those things that distract you. Write it down. You look at it. Let go of those things that distract you. All right, I'll give it a minute. Okay. All right, so find that place of quiet, of sound of birds, perhaps, the sound of water, not people talking. You can only hear my voice. And just feel that peace around you, and slowly let go of those things that distract you. Okay, so now I invite you to close your eyes. Okay, all right, I invite you to close your eyes and slowly let go of things that distract you. All right, give it a minute. There might be some occasional noise because that's where it is. I have some noise here, but what can I do? Neighbors may be noisy. Okay, but let go of that. For me, I've got noisy neighbors. I have to let go of that. Let go. Open up your senses and listen to the natural sounds out there. The water flowing, the birds, or if there's none of that, just the subtle sounds. Just tune into the environment. I would encourage you to keep your palms up, both your palms up on the right and left of your side, and just tune in slowly. And slowly go into more and more of a relaxed state. And keep breathing. Breathe slowly. Breathe deeply. Breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Keep going. Okay, keep going, keep breathing in, and just allow that time to a little bit pass a bit, and allow yourself to be more and more relaxed and in tune with the environment. No rush. You have let go of those distractions. Keep breathing. Okay. Now remember, your body acts as a translator to what you see through your natural eye, no longer your physical eye. And slowly, as you tune in, try to see what are the first impressions. Remember, I chose two targets. One is a person, and I'm thinking about this person now, and the other is a place, and I'm seeing that place now. What is your first impression as you go deeper? Stay focused. Stay focused on the center of your forehead, the pineal gland, the natural eye. Keep breathing deep in and out through your nose, and you're breathing out through your mouth. If you see nothing, it's okay, because like I said, it's just a practice. But when the time comes, you will suddenly feel that you are slipping into another realm. That is the point when your mind has gone into that zone, absolute focus, and it slips into the other realm, and then you will be shown a screen. It could be a black and white image. It could be look like a TV screen. But to have that intention that you want to see that target. I'm choosing one target right now, the place. I'm choosing that place. See whether you can see the same place that I can see. Record what you can see. Request in your heart that you want to see more. Record the impressions. You may smell something. You may feel something. Senses are not just visual, but audible, and also the nasal sensations, the sense of smell. As you go deeper, you may find that your palms may tingle. It's a raise of vibration. And usually the first place where you feel is in your palms. Keep breathing slowly in and out. Record the impressions. Feel the environment where you are at. This is a place. Okay, so continue. And if you don't see anything, it's fine. You know, like I said, it takes a lot of practice, a lot of practice. And it's just like, riding a bike, driving in a car. You may see some very faint images, but there will be a point when you'll suddenly see everything. And these are just the first steps. Okay, now what I'll do is that I will just stop here, because this is just an introduction. All right, the main thing is to practice the focus, and to remember that you need to let go of the distractions, and you need to have that target in mind. You need to have a very, very clear picture of what the target is, and then the information is revealed to you. What I was focusing on was the war-torn Syria, and a war-torn, the certain part of Syria, and I was curious to see what was really happening there in this time right now. So I was shown some things, all right, some parts I was shown. It was interesting, but before I share with you, I would like you to type down in your comments what you saw, if you saw anything, and whether did you see Syria or you saw something else. Okay, all right, so I hope this is a good introduction. Please practice on your own. Okay, practice on your own. What you can do is that you can choose 2-3 images. Get somebody to choose the images so you don't know what it is, and to put that in an envelope in front of you. Tell them not to tell you what it is. Put in an envelope in front of you, and then you go into this deep meditation. Let go of all those distractive thoughts, and then you go deep and try to figure out what is in that envelope in front of you. Those 2-3 images. So get somebody to help you, a friend, to put 2-3 photographs or cutouts and put it in an envelope. That's how you can practice. And perhaps you will see it through your natural eye, and you will see the remote view of that place. It could be a photograph, of Singapore. It could be a photograph of a person, and you will see what the person is doing, perhaps in the future or now. Okay, so remember the steps, and have a great Saturday evening. My website, tahiraamirkhan.com. My book, Through the Golden Door, I encourage you to read it. I show a lot of my remote views. I reveal a lot of my remote views in my book, Through the Golden Door. I do share some things there, and I encourage you to read it. Okay, bye.